Okay, well, welcome to Hermit Trail, and I'm glad you could join us. And this is my favorite place in all of the canyon. Now, a lot of people come here to take a look at the big hole in the ground, but I like looking at the formations. And in particular, this is the Kaibab Limestone Formation, and it is rich in fossils. So I thought I'd point out a few of these. This area right here has quite a few variety. So let's take a look at what we got here. We have quite a selection. First off, I want to start with right here, what's out in front. You'll notice that we got these long cigar, I guess you could say they're kind of cigar shaped type of things laying down. Those are really sponges, and the sponges would grow up like stovepipes, and when they got buried quickly in the sediment, some of them laid down, some of them got buried standing straight up. Here you have a cross section of the same thing. Now they do come in all different sizes, some of them narrow like that, sometimes even smaller, like this right here could possibly be a sponge, might also be a crinoid, and others really large, even much larger than this. We may see some other varieties around here. Now, speaking of other varieties, right here we have a brachiopod, really cool fossil. You can tell it's kind of a shell shaped. It's a little different than a clamshell, but you could equate it somewhat to a clamshell. And it's got two halves to it. It's a little broken right here, but really nice one. In fact, right here is another brachiopod with the undershell probably right here. Right here in front of me is a crinoid. It's this one happens to be laying down, and you can see it has segments in its body. In fact, if you look at it, it basically has some detail right here of the fronds. And what these looked like were a palm tree, that basically like a little mini palm tree, that very delicate. And so to even see them in the fossil record is amazing. There are some cross sections of the crinoids, very small right here, and we'll see some others as we go. So hey, let's go check out some of the other fossil bed and see what else we can find, all right? Okay, so here's another location with some really neat examples of the marine fossils that we're looking at. Right here, check this out. This is a really great impression of a brachiopod. I think the shell is gone, but it's left its impression. And just really neat detail to that. Look at that. And then moving up here a little bit, you see sponges everywhere. This whole bed is full of sponges right here. And then moving up a little further, look at right here, a brachiopod. The outer shell is broken off, it's weathered off. And then you see segments in here. I should mention something about the shells, the shape of the shells. If we were able to dig into here, we would find very good specimens. Of course, this being a national park, we're not allowed to do that. The only fossil collecting we do is with photographs. But what we see on the surface here obviously has weathered over the years and decades, and so we got some external weathering. But if we move up here, we have sponges, more sponges. But look at this, look at the size of this, almost as big as my hand, right here and here. Just beautiful cross sections with some really neat detail in them. Very beautiful sponges indeed. In fact, here's a little crinoid right here, a cross section of crinoid. Lots and lots of fossils. It's just full of fossils. So hey, why don't we move on and see what else we can find? And check this out. This is really cool find. Look at this right here. Look at the size of that thing. That thing's huge. This is almost as big as my hand. and it's a nice impression and really beautiful fossil right here. A little bit of horn coral right here with some brachiopods and again, lots of different species all throughout here. Sponges, brachiopods, lots of species. Very rich, but I really like this giant brachiopod impression. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on. It's not the most perfect example, but I believe it's a bryozoan. So notice that it does not have the same pattern of the others that we were seeing, the brachiopods. Notice that it's more of a net. In fact, it goes way in here. You can kind of see it here. It is surrounding a piece of chert, or the chert has formed under it, but I really believe that is a bryozoan right there. Not the most perfect example, but hey, success, we did find one. All right, well, this was a lot of fun. And why don't we head down the trail? We got another place we need to take a look at, and then we'll head back up.